I thought Tony was going to help the referee for a second, but no, he goes into the ring, grabs the Cyberpunk, climbs up on the middle rope. Oh, but the Cyberpunk moves out of the way.
Had it. He's got him rolled up here again, Dave. Look at this. Small package this time.
Cyberpunk had him for a good 3 count. Here comes Cyberpunk Fire. He nails Tony Falk.
That's 3 times now. He's had his shoulders pinned down. Here comes Dundee out. He runs over.
Here comes Brian Christopher. He nails Tony Falk.
Christopher, he's holding the chair. Cyberpunk Ice slams down. He's got him covered again. Referee Bill Rush did 1, 2.
Oh, Frank Morrell grabbed the referee at the count of 2. Again, Frank Morrell interferes with a count in progress to the advantage of Jeff Jarrett.
And Jeff Jarrett going to the boot.
Brian Christopher threatening Frank Morrell over there.
Jarrett came out of his boot day with a pair of fresh nuts. He's now ice, and that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. One. Lance Russell along with Dave Brown, Corey Macklin ready to go with the USWA blowout today. David, what happened last week?
Oh, last week, I know you were off last week. We had a wild day. You just saw some of the action. We're also going to be talking a little bit later on about a match in which superstar Bill Dundee was going against Cyberpunk Fire. That was a wild one, too.
And in addition to that, we're going to be seeing Brian Christopher, who gets an action rather weekly. I mean, he can do it. He'll be here today.
And also got a special challenge match coming up here. Sir Mo going against Dangerous Doug Gilbert. That'll be on today's show.
Another thing that we're looking forward to, Dave, is the TV title defense. Jesse James Armstrong will be defending that title against Tony Falk.
A couple of women who have had a problem from time to time. Samantha, Miss Texas. We put them in the ring right here today.
And in addition to that, the World Heavyweight Champion Double J, Jeff Jarrett, will be in action this very day right here on this show.
I know, we've had all kinds of problems. Frank Morrell.
What, Frank?
The boss man has sent a tape in here. We know Federal Express has got it here. Now, all you got to do is just tell them to punch that button, and the boss man wants to see that tape.
Hey, we know about the tape, and it is scheduled for later in the show, and we will take care of it. Well, I'm sorry about the boss man. What we've got to do is take a break, and we'll be back. Hey, I understand. It's all scheduled.
We'll get it later.
We are ready on USWA Championship Wrestling 6-man tag team action. Coming up now, coming in at a combined weight of 624 pounds, wrestling out of Millington, Tennessee, Charlie Laird. His partner out of Morristown, New Jersey, Tony Myers. And wrestling out of Memphis, Tennessee, T.D. Steele. Their opponents today, a combined weight of 649 pounds. Leading away out of Memphis, Tennessee, too sexy, Brian Christopher. And his partners today, from parts unknown. Here is Fire and Ice, the Cyberpunk USWA Tag Team Champions. Downtown Bruno, the official ref. Over now to Lance and Dave. What a team we're looking at, Dave, with Brian Christopher and the Cyberpunks teaming in this 6-man to go against T.D., Tony Myers, and Charlie Laird. A lot of vigor on the challenging team.
Well, I tell you what, when you got the tag team champions in there with Brian Christopher, you have got some kind of team over there. So even though Charlie Laird, Tony Myers, and T.D. Steele are out here ready to go, well, they're fired up. They're ready to get this one underway. They do indeed have a long day's work ahead of them to defeat that team across the ring. Downtown, Bruno, the referee, called for the bell, and here we go. Who's starting? It's Cyberpunk Fire, starting against Charlie Laird. Crowd very excited to see Cyberpunks and Brian Christopher out here together. Well, move by Charlie Laird puts Cyberpunk Fire in a head scissors. He got out of it quickly and is right back to a headlock on Charlie Laird.
Fire moving around behind Dave in good shape, takes it into hammerlock and backs Charlie Laird up, shoots a big right, whip across the ring, and here comes Fire a little late as Laird is out of the way. Laird trying to get out to the ladder up on the ropes, and Fire nails him in the midsection as he came right up to that middle rope. And here comes one of those superplexes. Boom! I mean, pounded him down.
He covers, count is 1, 2, oh, but Tony Myers jumps in to bring it up at the 2 count with a foot to the back of Cyberpunk Fire. Fire goes back to work, but Charlie Laird escapes, heads for the corner, and now Tony Myers is going to have to face Cyberpunk Fire. He jumped in there uninvited and untagged, but now he has been tagged. He's the legal man in the ring, and Fire waits for him.
You know, Dave, I love a newcomer like Tony Myers. I'm not talking about all of his tactics, but the guy is so full of energy and so confident. A lot of times you find newcomers out against guys that have got some veteran years behind them, like the Cyberpunks on a double drop kick. And you'll find that newcomer is just kind of hesitant and won't get in there and mix it up and is afraid of making a mistake, and that's the biggest mistake of all. Not this Meyer. He's full of it. He thinks he can beat anybody that walks down the fight.
And speaking of somebody who thinks they can beat anybody, T.D. Steele. Ever since I saw him step into the ring the first time, he stepped in exactly what you're talking about with Tony Myers. So we've got a team over here.
Yes, we do.
Who feel like they can defeat this team. Never mind that the Cyberpunks are the tag champions. Never mind that Brian Christopher is their partner. Better pay a little attention to Ice, though. T.D. Steele trying to reverse it. He ties him up, backs him in the corner. That's a good move by T.D. A bad place for Cyberpunk Ice to be. He forces his way over, and here comes Brian Christopher, his first official appearance in the match.
Touchdown with an axe handle right there in the back. Fires that right hand, nothing but a pure right fist that time. And around behind, look at him. Grapevine him, and I mean smash that head right down into the mat.
T.D.'s confidence shaking a bit. He heads for the corner, and he makes the tag on Tony Myers. But you're right, Tony Myers bounces into the ring. He's ready.
But T.D. was smart enough to know the thing to do was not try to fight his way back, but to get himself a tag, and he did that. And Tony Myers now on the return again. A couple of those right hands from Brian Christopher. Bulldog him right down into that mat. Tag goes to Ice. Ice, Christopher whip over the top. Went for a super kick. Whoa, Myers got it, and then took it. Oh, my. 1, 2, 3. We got a winner.
Teamwork wins it for the team of Cyberpunks and Brian Christopher.
Excellent match. We'll take time out. Be back in just a moment. Okay, we've got more big action scheduled here today. We're looking forward to seeing the ladies' match between Samantha and Miss Texas. You'll see the world heavyweight champion Jeff Jarrett going in action also. Not all of it. We've got plenty of it to go, my boy.
Indeed. Got a big night coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Now, last week there was no wrestling Monday night at the Coliseum, but it's back. 7:30 Monday night, May 6th. Make your plans to be right there. You can pick up your tickets in advance at the Coliseum box office and at all Ticketmaster locations. Here's the opening match of the night at 7:30. You'll see Cyberpunk Ice going against Tony Falk. Sir Mo will be going against Jesse James Armstrong.
That will be a good scramble in a USWA title match. When King Mabu will be going against Dangerous Doug Gilbert, we have a match today that has a little to do with that because we're going to see Mo and Doug. More on that later.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting situation we'll talk about. A grudge mixed tag elimination match. Superstar Bill Dundee and Samantha will be going against Cyberpunk Fire and Miss Texas. That ought to be a good one.
And then we've got what is the first of a killer double main event, I would call it, because you've got the King, Jerry Lawler, facing Brian Christopher, and the winner of this match will get Monday night a shot at the World Unified Heavyweight title.
These two guys will go against each other. Whoever survives that match then faces Double J, Jeff Jarrett, the Unified title holder for the title that night. Interesting situation. I want to try to talk to Jeff Jarrett a little bit more about that a little bit later on. Quite a night coming up. Monday night, 7:30 at the Mid-South Coliseum.
Yes, sir. Why don't you make your arrangements to get the tickets you want a little bit early, and that way you'll have the satisfaction of knowing what you want, and you'll be right there for all of the action. Opening up with Cyberpunk Ice going against Tony Falk as the opening match. We are going to get the King out here. Got a few things to talk to him about. Here's one of the busiest guys that you'll run across anywhere. He's always got plenty to do, and I'm sure today is no exception. You do keep busy.
Well, you know, I like to try to keep busy, Lance. Playing golf with you every now and then is fun, too. We did that a little bit yesterday.
Yes, we did.
And this afternoon, as a matter of fact, just as soon as TV's over, going to head down to Saltillo, Mississippi. So I want to tell everybody in Saltillo that, and everybody in Tupelo, because I think it's only 8 miles from Tupelo, that we're going to be, Lawler's Army is going to be down there this afternoon at 1:30 at Saltillo Park, and we're going to be playing this big 106 radio station team. They said they've never been beaten, got a really tough team. They're going to take on the Army. They're going to have Brian Christopher with me, and even Doug Gilbert's going to go down there, Tony Williams. So a lot of guys are going to be down in Saltillo this afternoon. Then after that, if you can believe it, going to be all the way down there, and then rush as soon as that's over all the way back to Paragould, Arkansas. Going to be there tonight. Got a little cage match in Paragould. It's been a long time since I've been in one of those cage matches. I'm really looking forward to that tonight in Paragould. And
so's Paragould.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, another thing that's coming up this coming Wednesday night, a first for the USWA. Everybody knows once a month we do the wrestling at Sheraton Casino down in Tunica, which, by the way, is coming up on the 15th. But now we're also going to be starting to have wrestling, I guess, a couple times a month at Lady Luck Casino. And it's right down at the Helena Bridge. It's actually on the Mississippi side, but right down at the Helena Bridge. They've built a new big pavilion that seats 1,000 people. So it's a big, nice, beautiful place. We're going to be down there this Wednesday night. I'll be in action, and Vader from the World Wrestling Federation is going to be down there. So it's going to be a real big night down at Lady Luck Casino.
That is a very special night, as a matter of fact, inaugural of the Lady Luck. And I know that a lot of the Arkansas fans will be over for that particular match right over the bridge.
It should be really good. Now, though, let's talk for just a second about Monday night.
You got an elimination match with Too Sexy Brian Christopher, who is bound and determined he wants the unified title. And the winner, then, is going to be taking on Double J Jeff Jarrett for the title.
That's right. You know, old Double J's pretty smart, isn't he? I mean, you know, we'll talk maybe in a minute about a little bit about Frank Sanford, or is it Fred Morrell? I don't know which. Anyway, who was the guy that used to say, "Oh, Elizabeth, this is the big one. I'm coming to you." Yeah, well, that's who Frank Morrell reminds me of. But anyway, we'll talk about that just a little bit. But Jeff Jarrett now is going to be so gracious as to defend the Unified World Championship against whoever wins between myself and Brian Christopher. So in other words, Brian Christopher and I got to go in there and battle it out, which a match, you know, who knows how long it's going to last. I wrestled Jeff Jarrett to a 60-minute draw. Brian and I could go the same distance, and then whoever wins that match got to step in the ring with a fresh Jeff Jarrett.
Hey, listen, I think you passed over this Morrell situation a little quickly. We're not prepared to do that. It was a couple of weeks ago in which Jerry the King Lawler met Jeff Jarrett right here on the USWA TV in that ring for the Unified World Heavyweight title. It was a scrap all the way down the line, but as it got down to the end of it, I'm just saying that there were some unusual circumstances
Lance,
involving the
tell
referee.
Tell him what happened.
Well, you watch it and see. I've never seen anybody recover from a heart attack as quickly as this referee. So medical history getting ready. Take a look at our monitor right here, and we're going to show you exactly what happened.
He's got him covered. And
Well, look at what's wrong with Frank.
Frank Morrell didn't come in for the count as he is holding his chest, and Lawler hops up off of Jarrett, and yeah, we better have somebody come out here and look. Jarrett slipped in behind Lawler. The referee jumped up and 1, 2, 3. And we have a new unified world heavyweight champion. Well, I got to tell you, there's a man who's really got devotion to duty to recover that quickly and get over in 1, 2, 3 on you.
That's right. You know, Double J, I know that was the realization of a lifelong dream. Win the unified world title. That's the dream of everybody, every wrestler that steps foot in the ring, Lance, is to win a world title. I went for years and years and years, and I fought against the Harley Races, the Jack Briscoes, the Nick Bockwinkel's, time and time again, for years trying to win that title. And as I said before, everybody knows, for one reason or other, always came up just a little bit short, until May of 1988, against Kurt Hennig, right here in Memphis at the Coliseum, I was finally able to realize my dream. And I won the, well, it wasn't unified at that time, I won the AWA World Heavyweight Championship. And you know, it was truly the greatest moment of my life. It was the greatest feeling I ever had to realize, to accomplish that dream, because I knew on that particular night, I was better than the past world champion. And you know what, Jeff? It was a great feeling, but I got to stand here and I got to wonder what you feel like. I got to wonder, Jeff, if you really had that feeling of fulfillment, if you really had that satisfaction of knowing you were the best, or do you have to know, Jeff, deep down inside your heart, that you had to cheat to win that title? That you had to take the shortcut, Jeff, to realize your dream. And I'm wondering right now if you're very proud of yourself. Well, I'm going to tell you, just like these fans over here just said, you shouldn't be. That's the truth. You should not be, Jeff. But we're going to rectify that situation Monday night, because I'm going to tell you this. I believe deep down in my heart that either myself or Brian Christopher can beat you, Jeff Jarrett. And that's what's going to happen Monday night. Whether it's me, whether it's Brian Christopher, Monday night, one way or the other, I think your title reign is coming to an end. And then you're going to have to start that long journey back, that long road back, Jeff Jarrett, scratching, clawing, trying to get back in title contention. I'm sure you'll have Frank Morrell there at your side when it happens, but it's going to be a long road back, Jeff. And you're going to realize that the only way that you can hold that title and the only way that you can be proud of that title, when these fans, when little kids come up to you and say, let me see the belt. Can I look at the Unified Championship heavyweight belt? Could you be proud to show it to them? No, you can't. The only way you could ever be proud, Jeff, is to win the title like a man. Do it on your own and know in your heart, like I said, that you did it personally. Right now, you don't have that feeling. And Monday night, you're not going to have that feeling. Brian Christopher, I know you want that title just as bad as I do. But just like I told Jeff Jarrett that week, there's only one thing standing in your way, and that's me. I'm coming down there Monday night. I don't care what it takes, Brian. I'm going through you. And then, Jeff, I'm going to take that title back and put it around the waist where somebody will be proud to wear it.
Going to be a heck of a night of action. I want to tell you, you want to be there to see it when it all happens. We'll be back in just one moment.
Got a match coming up here. Corey's already in the ring, and we're waiting for the participants, and we'll get up into the action in just a moment. However, I want to have a word of conversation with one of those participants in the match. Coming right here, Sir Mo from Men on a Mission. Now, King Mabel has a match coming up with Dangerous Doug Gilbert in just the next few days. And all of a sudden, there's this special challenge where you want to get in the ring with Doug Gilbert.
Let me tell you something, Dave Brown. I'm going to make this short and sweet.
because the person I'm talking about has no significance anyway. I've been on vacation for the last couple of weeks. I come back here and come to find out dangerous Doug Gilbert is the #1 contender to that USWA title. Well, I don't think so, Dave Brown. I don't think Doug Gilbert has that much talent in his whole body. That much talent. He's not the #1 contender, and if he'll come out here today, I'll prove to him, as I was talking to King Mabel earlier, that he cannot handle someone like Sir Mo of Men on a Mission. There's no way he's the #1 contender. In fact, I'm the #1 contender around here. King Mabel's my partner, and when he loses the title, if he ever loses it, Dave Brown, then I'm going to be the next USWA heavyweight champion. Doug Gilbert, you don't have it in you, so if you come out here right now, I'm going to beat your brains out and send you packing.
Well, there's Mo. He's headed for the ring. Let's do the same thing. Here's Corey.
Okay, Dave, we're ready for action. This is a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Introducing at 324 pounds out of Harlem, New York, here is Sir Mo. And his opponent today on USWA Wrestling, making his way to the ring area from Lexington, Tennessee, 239 pounds, dangerous Doug Gilbert. Downtown Bruno is the official referee for this one. Back over to Lance and Dave.
Okay, I don't care what the reason for it is. I'm tickled to death to see Mo and Gilbert tie it up in there. Mo, I think, was talking just a little loose, and when he was talking about Gilbert having no talent, we know him all too well, and Doug Gilbert is a tough son of a gun. He's going to be needing to be the way this match is starting out.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of keys to remember. I don't think Mo told you everything. I think Mo is trying to work on Doug Gilbert to make it easier for his partner, Mabel, when that match for the USWA heavyweight title takes place here in a few days. That's what I'm thinking, that maybe these two got together somewhere in a little meeting and said, hey, why don't you soften him up a little bit? Then I won't have so much trouble with him.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, that clothesline that Gilbert hit him with unleashed his boots down there, and he found out how tough he is. As he's up on the rope, hammered away with that left hand, and Mo slumps it down. And Gilbert, right at the moment, has taken over after a slow initial start against Mo. Mo, big, strong, powerful guy, not as big as Mabel. He'll do the real thing comes along. I guarantee you that. Shoots that forearm shot right in the middle of the back. Nails Gilbert with a right hand and down to the floor.
My goodness, he nailed him with that right hand. There's a cover. 1, 2. Oh, it looked for a moment as though Doug Gilbert might be defeated here. Doug, right fist doubled up. Downtown Bruno trying to stay out of the way. Probably a good move with these two in there going against each other. Sir Mo unleashes the right hand again. Doug is hanging over the rope. He's staggering. He's caught from behind by Mo.
Doug has got a cheering section over here hollering, go, Doug, go. Nobody hollering, go, Mo, go, but he's going pretty good. Ooh, whipped him in, and as he came off that slingshot effect, he nailed it. And down on the deck, Doug Gilbert. Slap back down, covered, 1, 2. Gilbert kicks just enough to get himself out of action.
So far, it has not been a good day for Doug Gilbert. He's hanging in there. He's had a couple of moments, but Mo has pretty well controlled the tempo of the match, and he's still doing that. Doug Gilbert shaking a bit. Mo right on him again. Now Doug back on his feet, but he's over to a neutral corner. Mo comes in with a right hand to the midsection.
We have another defense today, Dave, of the USWA TV title, as the champion, Jesse James Armstrong, will be defending against challenger Tony Falk. Whoa. You know, even though it doesn't hurt maybe as bad as the fist, it is so infuriating look at that. Gilbert put that super kick on. Mo was slapping Gilbert around, and I think he got Gilbert's ire raised a little. He was hot.
And keep in mind what Mo weighs. Mo will outweigh Doug considerably back in the corner. Doug had success there early in the match. And right fist, is he going to do it again? Yes, he is. Mo up hanging in the corner there. But not for long. Look out. Doug goes back in here. Mo went to the tight. Mo got something in his hand. Don't know what it was, but it sure put Doug Gilbert on the mat. Doug's got a boot on the bottom rope. Count stops at 2. Mo's not happy.
He thought he won it, Dave. He figured he had it. 1, 2, 3. Gilbert reaches in his side. He got a little metal. Wrapped it around his hand as Mo is over arguing with referee Dennis Bruno. And Gilbert sips a right hand. I believe we got a match that's going to be stopped on a disqualification, isn't it?
Bruno disqualified Doug for, he saw the chain. He disqualified Doug for having the chain in there. So Mo is going to win it on a DQ.
It shows you Mo, in this instance, is just a little bit sharper than Doug because he used the chain also, but the referee did not see it. Doug, bam, nailed him and still had it right on his hand and kept it in there and dropped it down as Doug Gilbert, with that chain, was disqualified, and the winner is Mo, has been on a mission.
Yeah, but there again, what we were talking about, Doug comes out of it standing up and seems to be feeling pretty good about the whole situation. Yeah, I did. Hey, Doug. Get a word from you on this situation, as a matter of fact. We did indeed see Mo use the chain first. We were just wondering about the match coming up with King Mabel and these guys being partners, how all of that figures in.
Let me tell you, Dave Brown, what figures in is all that King Mabel, all of King Mabel, 650 pounds or so whatsoever. Now, Mo, the best thing you can do is keep your nose out of my business. King Mabel, this week, yeah, you proved yourself in the WWF. You was the king of the ring. I guess you still are. But let me tell you something. For the last 2 years, I've fought Brian Christopher hand, fist, foot, and nail for that USWA title. Now, King Mabel, now you have it. Let me tell you one thing. Times have changed. Doug Gilbert, when I'm good, Dave, I'm real good. But when I'm bad, I'm the best there's ever been. So whatever it may be, I might have something up my sleeve, or I might have somebody waiting right out in that crowd, King Mabel. So bring all the tricks you want. But what I'm telling you, you better bring your fire jacket and your fire hat, because I'm going to burn your big head this week.
Doug Gilbert meets King Mabel, and the USWA heavyweight title will be on the line. We'll be back here with more in just a moment. We'll have the world champion here later on today.
Okay, about to go over our USWA on tour begins tonight in Paragould, Arkansas at the fairgrounds, 7:30 bell time. And
Lawler, I heard you a little while ago say when you got the Paragould, it's going to be a cage match and it's going to be fun. Let me tell you something, sport. It ain't going to be fun. It's going to be a fight, and I'm going to beat your brains out, and I ain't stopping till you're bleeding all over the place and they caught you out, because I hate your stinking guts, boy.
superstar Bill Dundee, well, he'll be in there tonight in a grudge cage match. Jerry Lawler versus Bill Dundee tonight at Paragould's Fairgrounds. 7:30 bell time, Lawler and Dundee on the card. Miss Sexy signed for the action tonight over in Paragould. And Samantha will be there also tonight in Paragould, Arkansas at the Fairgrounds. 7:30 is bell time. I understand, Lance, I think Dave says we're going to have pretty good weather, so be a good night to get down there tonight.
Beautiful weather, I think. It'll be any night you can get out and watch that action right there at ringside is a good night.
Indeed. Tonight, Paragould, Arkansas at the fairgrounds. 7:30 bell time. Hey, coming up Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum, USWA Wrestling, a big card of action there. We'll be telling you more about that coming up. West Helena, Arkansas is coming up Wednesday night, May the 8th. The USWA debut with spectacular card. A well of a night coming up in West Helena, Arkansas, Lady Luck Casino Pavilion, 7:30 bell time. WWF's Vader will challenge the unified world champion down there Wednesday night. The King, Jerry Lawler, on the card at the Lady Luck. Also, Double J, Jeff Jarrett, Bill the Superstar Dundee, Too Sexy Brian Christopher, the Cyberpunks, and Lance. We talk about the action down at the casinos. We haven't had an opportunity to visit the good folks down at Lady Luck Pavilion, but we'll be there coming up Wednesday night.
Boy, and what a match that is with all of the great USWA talent. And coming in for this appearance at Lady Luck is Vader. And this guy is unbelievable, 450 pounds. And he can flat do a moonsault right off that top rope. It's going to be a great night. I hope everybody will get a chance to be there. Okay, there he is. Too Sexy Brian Christopher. And he has a lot of things in store, and that's just the way he likes it. Brian.
That's why I like it, Lance. There's always going to be some excitement when I step into the building, and when I step into the Mid-South Coliseum this Monday night, it is going to be one of the biggest nights in a long time in it, Lance.
You better believe it.
You got old Double J, Jeff Jarrett. He's going to put the World Unified Heavyweight title on the line against the #1 contender, right?
Right.
And who's the #1 contender?
Well, that's going to be determined Monday night when you take on the King to find out who will go for the title.
Right, Lance. And this was all thought up by Jeff Jarrett to have me and Jerry Lawler fight it out to determine who the #1 contender is, and then step in the ring against him with the belt on the line. But you know what? If you want me to tell you who I think the #1 contender is, I believe it's me, right? Wouldn't you say it's me?
Well, certainly I'm listening to what you're saying, and I knew you would.
I'm saying it because it is the dadgum truth. I'm the #1 contender. Jerry Lawler should not even be in the picture because, let me tell you why, Lance.
Well, tell me.
Because I don't need a stooge like Tony Falk running around to help me win matches. I don't need bad heart Frank Morrell running around here to help me win matches like Jeff Jarrett does. Now, Jerry Lawler, you came out here a minute ago and you showed that tape. I was sitting in the back and I watched it. It looked to me, if you want me to be honest with you, that he was out here pouting like a baby, wasn't he? He was crying and crying about how Frank Morrell cost him the match. Well, if you remember, Jerry Lawler, you should always expect to be double teamed, right? Didn't he tell me that?
We've heard that before, yes.
I've heard it before, and he showed that tape out here about how he lost the belt. Well, I'll tell you what, I brought a tape along today, and I want to show this tape about how I should be standing out here with the belt right now.
Well, you
because
just...
I had Jeff Jarrett beat. I had him beat in the middle of the ring. Jerry Lawler, he never had him beat. He never had him beat, not one time. But I'm about to show the world how I had him beat. Roll this tape.
We've got it right now, so let's take a look, and you tell us about what's happening.
Okay, you see that right there? There I am, climbing up to the top rope. I'm perched up there, and I come up, boom, boom. Did you see that, Lance? Not a man alive, there's not a wrestler alive that has ever gotten up from me coming down and crushing their skull off the top rope like that. You see that? All right, let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How far do you want me to go? And there's Frank Morrell pulling him over there, claiming that I used a chain or something like that, which I did not do. What I did was, I super kicked him. His glass jaw couldn't take it. He can't take a super kick. He can't take nothing. I've told you before that Sissy is not as tough as I am.
Frank Morrell interrupted Bruno's count just as he was coming up to the 3-point that would have given Brian Christopher the title.
Right.
First, he had Tony Falk run out there with a chain. I nailed Tony Falk. I got that chain away from him, and I planted one upside his jaw. Now, look at his hand. Did you see his hand? Look, he just went down in his tights. He put it back in his tights. That man right there, the so-called world heavyweight champion, went down in his tights and pulled out a big chain, spun me around, and hit me.
Well, I tell you one thing.
Is that a world champion for you?
I hear you talking about the world champ, Brian, but you seem to be overlooking the fact you're going to have to go through Jerry the King Lawler before you ever get another.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not overlooking that. Jerry Lawler, you're the one that was overlooking something. I guess you think it's going to be. I'm saying, all right, now let me tell you something right here before we get started. This right now is my interview time, and I've told you before, this does nothing but make me mad, madder than you can think when you always come out here.
Get in between you.
He always comes out here on my interview time. No, I'm not the crybaby.
Somebody crying?
I'm not a crybaby. You're the one that was crying.
I didn't see anybody out here crying earlier, but I sure do now.
I had Jeff Jarrett beat. You never had him beat. Sure.
I didn't have him covered right there in the ring when Frank had the big one.
You didn't have him covered for a 15 count like I did. Huh? Yeah, you seem to think it's going to be a cakewalk. You go to me, you come out here with a smirk on your face. Well, Jerry Lawler, do you remember what happened the last time we met in the ring? You remember what the outcome was? No, he doesn't. He doesn't remember because he stood there with a stupid look on his face like he always does. You don't remember. I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happened.
I guess that's how important the match was, huh?
Oh, yeah. You know why you don't remember? Because about with 10 seconds left in the match, that's when I super kicked you right upside your jaw, and it knocked you senseless. Your eyes rolled back in the back of your head, and that's when I covered you. But the time limit expired.
It did.
Yeah, that's what happened. They had to flip a coin. They flipped a coin, and then you won the coin toss. Huh? Probably a two-handed coin, because you know you're a stinking cheat just like he is. Is it funny? If I laugh at it, it ain't funny. It ain't funny. Get the stinking gun. It ain't funny.
It's kind of funny to me. It may not be funny to you. I mean, you're just going a little nuts out here, Brian. You need to calm down. Like I've told you before, you need to get a hold of yourself because you don't have to worry about Jeff Jarrett Monday night because you're not going to be wrestling him.
Oh, yes, I will.
Oh, no, you won't.
Oh, yes, I will. Oh, yes, I will. Tell him I will, Lance. I'm gonna. Oh, I swear, Lawler. I swear. I swear. First of all, just get out of here. Just get out of here. My interview time. Nobody asked you to come out here, and nobody's going to ask you when I beat your brains out at the Mid-South Coliseum. I'll beat you, and I'll ask for a 15 count on you. How about that? A 15 count. They can sit there and count 15. That's what I'm going to do to you.
His face gets real red. His face gets red, and then veins pop out right here. Have you noticed that?
I mean, this is a serious
That's great.
situation.
I want you to be just like that Monday night. Because, see, when you're all excited and your face gets real red and the veins start popping out in your neck like that, then what that obviously does, it obviously cuts off the oxygen to that little pea brain you got up there because you can't think straight. That's right. And then that's when you're going to make the big mistake, and that's when, pow, the old king is going to beat you 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to be wrestling Jeff Jarrett for the title Monday night. So stay mad, Brian. Stay all pumped up, boy. Keep that face real red. Keep them veins bulging out. And then you can sit back and buy yourself a front row ticket and watch me wrestle Jeff Jarrett for the title Monday night.
Well, one of you will be.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to calm down, and I'm going to stay completely calm from now on until I step in that ring with you, Jerry Lawler. And then you're going to be nothing but a stepping stone for me, like I said before. Everybody, you're looking at the next world heavyweight champion.
Okay, we're going to be taking a look at that with great interest. And now, Corey, we've still got an item or two to cover on the out of town there.
Indeed.
This guy got wound up.
Oh, boy. Looking forward to that action coming up Monday night. Crenshaw, Mississippi coming up also. Crenshaw Gym, it's going to be Friday night, May the 10th in Crenshaw at the Crenshaw Gym. 8 o'clock bell time, sponsored by the Crenshaw PTO to benefit North Panola School District athletes and bands. Right there in Crenshaw at the Crenshaw Gym. You see the lineup there. Mabel and Mo, men on a mission. The Superstar Bill Dundee, Cyberpunks. Dangerous Del Gilbert, Too Sexy Brian Christopher, and a special challenge made by Mayor Oscar Barlow to challenge Scott Bowden down there Friday night in Crenshaw at the Crenshaw Gym. Wednesday, May 15th, we're back in Tunica at the Sheraton Casino Center. It's Dream Match Night in Tunica, 7:30 bell time. Wednesday, May the 15th, the King Jerry Lawler, Too Sexy Brian Christopher, Cyberpunk's big lineup there in Tunica. Friday, May 17th, we're in Dresden, Tennessee. 7:30 bell time in Dresden. And Friday, May 24th, South Fulton, Kentucky at the high school. USWA Super Action in South Fulton. And Jonesboro, Arkansas coming up. Earl Bell Community Center on Church Street. A bunch of it. It begins tonight over in Paragould at the fairgrounds. Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Wednesday night, Lady Luck Casino Pavilion.
We have a TV title match coming up in just a moment. Be back to it. Hey, we were talking about the situation with Double J Jeff Jarrett, and he seems to be accumulating some guys around. You got Frank Morrell, who they've known each other for a long time.
Tony Falk, who he says, you know, Tony said Jeff was the only guy that treated him right when he was around the USWA.
Let's take a look at someone else that may be joining that group. Here it is.
Hello, everybody. For those of you who don't know or have been living under a rock, I am Ronnie P. Gossett, and it's a great pleasure for me to be back on USWA television. First of all, I want to issue a public congratulations to the brand new unified World Heavyweight Champion, Double J Jeff Jarrett. I am positive he will be a great champion, one that you can be proud of, unlike some of the other champions you've had in the past. Now, I know there are a lot of you people out there that remember old Ronnie P. and you're saying and remembering all the dirty, dastardly things that I did. Well, take time out of your busy schedule for 1 second to remember all the many positive things I did, like beating up people like Bert Prentice, running him out of town, and the list goes on and on and on to make the USWA a better place. First of all, I am above all that now. I can assure you, you won't be seeing me at any of the arenas or the buildings. I won't be at TV getting into anyone's way. I have an empire to run, and my calendar is very full. As you know, Jeff Jarrett did not achieve the success he has without a great organization and good, loyal people behind him. For example, Frank Morrell. Poor old Frank Morrell, who recently has developed heart problems and had to retire as a referee from the USWA. But Jeff Jarrett, being the compassionate man he is, has given Frank a job as his personal assistant. There's also another big promotion. Tony Falk has moved up the corporate ladder. He is now the lead chauffeur and will be driving Double J up and down the roads, carrying his bags, bringing coffee, and what other dirty little deeds that Frank and I don't have time to do anymore. My duties are enormous. My responsibility is great, but so are the rewards. I will be handling all business affairs of Double J, dealing with wrestling promoters, dealing with music promoters that are hounding Double J constantly on a daily basis since his smash hit in the recording industry. Which reminds me, I have a press conference that I must attend, so I won't be taking up any more of your time. Once again, congratulations to Double J upon winning the World Heavyweight title. I will see you again next week. This is Ronnie P. saying so long.
Thank goodness for press conferences. That keeps us from having Ronnie right here with us. Some good things do come out of it. We have got coming up a TV title match, and before the champion gets to the ring, we want to get Jesse James Armstrong, the USWA TV champion, over here and have an opportunity to catch him before he gets in the ring.
I got a TV title match coming up right here. You know, the first time ever, the history is the USWA is history, and I'm the first ever television champion in history. I saw Orville Redenbacher's kid over here. Hey, if you could, my friend, stay on the fat-free popcorn, all right? Hey, your uncle makes some good popcorn, but stay on the fat-free. Now, I heard people out here talk about Jeff Jarrett, and they running errands for Jeff Jarrett and Honorable Jeff Jarrett, Ronnie P. Gossett, Tony Falk, this and that. Well, let me tell you something, Frank. H.W. Morrell, you think your heart's bad now? Wait till you have to haul his carcass and his bags up and down the interstates, because not only did I take them to the car and back, but I hauled his booty from nothing, from the gutter, straight up to the tip top of the ladder in the World Wrestling Federation and put that Intercontinental title around his waist for him. That's what I did. Now, there's 3 of y'all, and I think Ronnie Gossett, and there'll be about 40 of y'all, and you still won't be able to fill the shoes of the roadie. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a chauffeur. If we can't, let's get a chauffeur out here right now, and let me defend my TV title. Can we do that right now, Lance?
That's exactly what we're going to do. Jesse James Armstrong, TV title, and here comes Tony Falk, who's scheduled to get in the ring. Let's go to Corey Macklin. Corey?
All right, Lancer, we're ready for it. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. This is the USWA TV title match. First introducing the challenger. To my right, coming in at a weight of 244 pounds, wrestling out of Dallas, Texas, here is driver Tony Falk. And on the other side, the current holder of the USWA television title, wrestling out of Marietta, Georgia, at 254 pounds, here is the TV champion, Jesse James Armstrong. Downtown Bruno, referee for this one, the USWA TV title on the line, over to Lance Russell, Dave Brown.
Well, I can see right now that Double J apparently has had Tony so busy he didn't even have a chance to get ready to get into his wrestling attire and out of his other duty clothes, his chauffeur's clothes.
And here in the chauffeur's outfit. Well, I tell you, you know, the announcement a little bit earlier by Ronnie P. Gossett contained some of the best news I've heard all day. He said he would not be at any of the arenas, and he will not be bothering us here at TV, at least not in person.
I thought you also would like that.
I'm very thrilled to hear that.
And Armstrong hanging on with that arm drag as he kicks Tony out. And got a little bit too far. He grabbed the ropes with his feet and immediately hops up and starts complaining about air.
Jesse James Armstrong, he mentioned he's the first television champion. If he can defend successfully 4 straight times, there's a $4,000 bonus, and he's retired as a permanent TV champion. So he's looking to continue his string of victories that he has here. Tony Falk in there by the luck of the draw. It happens each week before the television program. A name is drawn, and that person gets to challenge the current TV champion.
Tony, who has had his share of hard luck, wins the luck of the draw right here, and I don't know whether... Oh, nice reversal on the hip toss. Beautiful. I think that one surprised Jesse James Armstrong. And Tony Falk taking advantage of the moment to kind of let everybody out there know, here I am, ready for my new position. He's talking about TV champion, not the new position with Double J.
Jesse James Armstrong not particularly impressed with the move. Maybe with the move, but not with Tony's overall wrestling ability. And there's no doubt, the better athlete is indeed Jesse James Armstrong. Armstrong hanging back in the corner a little bit. Now they tie it up out near the center of the ring. Backed onto the ropes is Tony Falk. Jesse James Armstrong slingshots him into the ropes. Down he goes. Now Jesse James takes a moment to celebrate as Tony Falk goes over to complain to the referee. Hey, pull my tights. He must have. There's no way he could have done that without, is what Tony Falk is saying.
Jesse James is... he's an odd one, to say the very least. He is a free spirit. It's pretty easy to see, but I'll tell you one thing. This son of a gun can flat wrestle. And did you notice, Dave, in talking to him before he went to the ring, or listening to him before he went to the ring, a lot of bitterness in that voice when he was talking about Double J, Jeff Jarrett. I don't think he's over that yet.
No, that was quite a situation that developed with Rhodey, as some people remember, and Double J, Jeff Jarrett. And I wasn't aware that Jesse James Armstrong still carried those feelings, but apparently he does.
On the road, and to his tights, pulled the chain out, right in behind Jesse James Armstrong. And look, here's Frank Morrell down there at ringside, and Frank grabs a hold of that chain and pulls it away from Tony Falk. Referee witnesses.
A little bit of a surprise. Oh, look out behind Jesse James Armstrong. Jeff Jarrett nails him from behind. Tony Falk takes him down to the mat. Count of 3. We've got a new TV champion.
I can't believe it. Tony Falk, the new TV champion. Time out, and we'll be back in a moment.
Week right here, Superstar Bill Dundee and Cyberpunk Fire going at each other. These guys have had a feud going for some time. Just take a look at what happened. As the lights come back on, Fire is there, and he is after Bill Dundee. There's a big backdrop. Oh, Fire hits a ring, ready to go.
He's on top of Dundee, boy. Cyberpunk Fire going after the Superstar. Boy, these two have been in one heck of a feud. Let me tell you, from day one, Dundee.
Big body slam by Fire. He's up on the rope. Oh, my goodness, what a kick. Off the top rope.
Oh, and Dundee
He got him with a kick.
caught him.
Dundee with a right hand down to the floor. Goes Cyberpunk Fire. Whoa,
Look out.
into the desk.
Slingshots him right off on the...
Man, what a shot there.
Boy. They can care one iota about each other, boy. Dundee. Ooh.
No, it isn't. No. 1, 2, and before the 3 count hits, the Cyberpunk is able to get that shoulder up off the mat.
Just inches away from being counted to 3 was the Cyberpunk. And look at Dundee. Fire comes back with a fire of his own. Nailing away on the Superstar. Big chop. Takes him down. And Cyberpunk Fire kicks Dundee down.
Cyberpunk Fire took control of this match early, then lost control to Dundee. Oh, Samantha throwing powder. She hit the referee. She missed Cyberpunk Fire.
And Fire grabs the hold of Samantha. Dundee from behind kicks him, and referee Bill Rush called for it.
He called the bell. All right, he should, yeah.
And a pile driver from Dundee. And I'm mighty afraid that these two still aren't going to quit. Dundee off the top rope. Samantha climbs in the ring. And Dundee working over Cyberpunk Fire. Continues to beat up on Fire. Samantha gets in it.
I'll tell you how easy this is. Take that mask off, Sammy. Take that mask off, baby.
Samantha working on the mat. It's on target.
Take that mask off, Sam.
Oh, here comes Cyberpunk.
Well, they did not get the mask off, but they were close. Samantha throwing the powder gets Bill Dundee disqualified, and then Bill Dundee has to resort to the pile driver after the match is over there.
Let me tell you something, you punk, you Wolfie D, nothing happening. If that hadn't been for Jamie Dundee, that mask would have been out, and Sammy would have took it off. That's how big and bad you are. Now, let me tell you something, punk. It's a way past wrestling. I made a promise to me and everybody out there that still likes Bill Dundee and knows that you're Wolfie D, that you're leaving, brother, because Randy Hale still hand-picks them matches. He doesn't want you to get in nothing where you can get hurt or that mask can come off. He won't put no cages. He won't put no mask stipulations on nothing. It's just going to be a fight. Well, I'm taking it upon myself, brother, that mask is coming off and they're going to have to fire you. Now, this week, he's got you hiding behind Miss Texas. He's got us in a mist. Oh, and I hate that. I don't want that woman nowhere near me. Well, I'm going to tell you something, lady. If you come near me, brother, I'm going to punch your lights out now. I'm just not making no threat. Don't come near me, lady. Stay away. Fight Sammy. I hate you, Wolfie D, and I'm taking that mask off. If it's the last thing I do, and it's going to be this week, and tell them why we can't wait till tomorrow.
Because we get better looking every day. Speaking of better looking, let's talk about Jackie Moore, Miss Texas. Who do you think does her clothes? Who does her tailor, her grandmother?
I have no idea, probably her.
And where does she get that hairdo at? She probably dyes her hair black. Who would dye their hair black?
Nobody that we know, Sammy.
That
Nobody
is
would go out with
horrible.
dyed black
That is
hair.
horrible. But let me tell you what, Dave. I am the only woman in the wrestling business today that has all the qualifications. You know what they are?
What are they?
Good looking and tough too, because I have beat the hussy every time I have ever been in the ring with her. After all, Dave, I am the ladies'
Let me
champion.
hold it for you,
Hold that
Sammy.
for me, Stroker there.
You do have the
I'll tell
lady.
you what, you ring that bell and I'll show you just how tough I am, because I'm fixing to beat her to death right now.
We're going to ring the bell. You head to the ring, and we're going to go to Corey and get this match underway. The title is not on the line. Corey?
Okay, this is a non-title match. This is a ladies match right here today on USWA Wrestling. Introducing the ladies champion, wrestling out of Montgomery, Alabama. Here is Samantha with Bill Dundee in her corner. And her opponent today, wrestling out of Dallas, Texas, Miss Texas. Oh, we're on the way, guys. Get out of there, Corey.
Corey trapped in the corner there as Samantha jumped Miss Texas from behind. Corey's able to get out of the ring.
She tripped Dave Brad. She never tackled from behind. That hussy fell down. Well, you going to say anything, Lance?
Yeah, I'm sitting here amazed that you say things like that. Hey, we're sitting here watching.
And everybody else is watching.
Certainly. Got a 2 count, the referee said, as she dropped with a good elbow across Miss Texas. Over on the rope.
Look at this power. It's a suplex. Yes! He got her there. Don't wiggle. Down, you idiot.
2 count again as Samantha.
2, Bill.
Here we go. Rip that do off. It's thrown in anyway. Nobody's hair can grow that quick. We need to cut it all off. That's what we need to be bald headed. The only time she looked good was when she had no hair. Maybe I'll work on that, Lance. We'll get a hair match and Sam Annie can cut her hair off or something. 3 good. See again? It's prejudice against me, and you know that's Wolfie D. Tell him that's Wolfie D any day.
Samantha whipped her across the ring. Miss Texas firing with that right hand. Whipped her in. Elbow. Reversal. Miss Texas. Leapfrog. Scoops her up. Pounds her down on the middle of the mat. Dundee heading over to the ring, Dave, and up on the ring apron, and a drop kick from Miss Texas puts Dundee flat on his back on the floor. A whip coming from Miss Texas takes that hip toss and puts Samantha down, and now with Dundee's help, she's out of the ring, and the referee starts the count.
Referee's counted at 5. And Dundee appears to be escorting Samantha out of the area. There's Cyberpunk Fire, who all of a sudden is there. And yeah, Dundee and Samantha have left. That's going to be a count out. Miss Texas wins it by a count out.
Everything was going great up until it turned and Miss Texas got her feet underneath her and really took off on it. Here comes Fire out. He doesn't have any more love for Dundee than Dundee has for him.
Well, they've got a mixed match coming up, too, in which Cyberpunk Fire is going to be with Miss Texas against Dundee and Samantha. Whoa, yeah, what a strange turn there as Dundee escorts Samantha out of here.
We've got the world heavyweight champion, Double J Jeff Jarrett, and we'll be back to it in just a moment. Oh, son of a gun. I thought we were going to the break, and here we are. Fire coming out here with that mixed match coming up.
When the going gets tough, Dundee and his #1 fan get going. Well, let me tell you something. I got the toughest lady in the galaxy on my side, and this week we're gonna have a match. And Dundee, you better come prepared to fight for your life. And Miss Texas is gonna take care of your #1 fan.
Well, there it is. You hear the statement. We'll be back in a moment. Wrestling back at the Mid-South Coliseum Monday night, 7:30 is when it all begins Monday night. Opening match, Cyberpunk Ice will be going against Tony Falk, who is now the new TV champion. Sir Mo will be going against Jesse James Armstrong in a single match. It'll be a USWA title match. Dangerous Doug Gilbert challenging King Mabel. A grudge mixed tag elimination match. Superstar Bill Dundee and Samantha in the ring against Fire and Miss Texas. And then a two-part double main event. What a sensational night this will be. The winner of this match will be getting that night, talking about Monday night, a shot at the World Heavyweight title. Jerry the King Lawler will be facing Too Sexy Brian Christopher, and they will be going after each other for the right to face Double J, Jeff Jarrett, the World Heavyweight Champion. Monday night, the Coliseum. You need to be there.
Double J has arrived with Frank Morrell and Tony Falk. Jeff Jarrett right here. And Jeff, there's a great deal of concern about this entourage you seem to be getting.
You saved the best for last, didn't you? You've seen the rest, now you're going to see the best. Go ahead, Dave, as you were saying.
Well, I was talking about this entourage that you have with you. There's a lot of concern about that.
Look, Dave, I'll get to that in just a second. But, you know, things are rolling right along. They're falling into place just like I thought they would. Old Double J, just like I thought they would. Not only was it my goal in life, not only was it a dream of mine, not only was it my destiny, but, Dave, it was my birthright to become the World Unified Heavyweight Champion.
You're a smart man, boss.
And that's exactly what I am. And things couldn't be better. I got my good friend Tony Falk here. I got my close friend Frank Morrell. Things are rolling right along.
Well, I'm not sure you answered the question. I guess maybe you're not going. Let me.
Things are going great. No, they're greater than great. I got the new TV champion, Dave.
We saw that.
And Frank's health is coming right along.
Well, good. I'm glad Frank's health's coming along. Apparently, you're not going to answer the entourage question. Let me ask you about this match coming up. A lot of folks would say, and I think maybe even Jerry Lawler implied, you know, you may have this thing going your way where you got Brian and Jerry battling each other in what's sure to be a rugged match, and then you step in fresh. That would seem to me that would be an ideal situation. If I were champion, I think I'd want to defend the title that way every time.
Dave. I don't have to, the champion does not have to concern himself with those kind of things. I'm above that. If they want to sit out here like little second graders and cry and moan and scream and act like little kids, they ought to be down on Beale Street is where they should be with W.C. Handy, Brian Christopher, and Lawler singing the blues, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to make excuses is what they're doing, Dave. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Jerry Lawler, you can make excuse after excuse. Brian Christopher, you can get out here and cry and spit gum. You ought to put a fooler in your mouth so that gum won't come out, because that's exactly, you're looking like a big baby out here. But y'all can make all the excuses you want. But the fact of the matter is, I've pinned both your shoulders to the mat. 1, 2, 3. Plain and simple. So Monday night, you guys get up in the ring and you battle it out. If you were professionals, if you were true businessmen, you would settle your differences outside of the ring and you would decide who the #1 contender is. No, but you're too big of crybabies. So y'all battle it out Monday night. And then the same thing's going to happen, because you cannot deny the fact that old Double J, that's J-E, double F, J-A-double-R-E, double T. That's Double J, Jeff Jarrett, the world's greatest singer, the world's greatest entertainer, and the world's greatest wrestler. And come Monday night, Lawler and Christopher, Double J's going to be your greatest fear. Ain't I great?
He's
no. Greater than great.
He's the unified world champion. We'll be back in a moment.
We have got action in the ring. 185 pounds from parts unknown, the Yellow Jacket. His opponent today, the current holder of the unified World Heavyweight title, 240 pounds from Hendersonville, Tennessee, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Downtown Bruno referee, we're ready, guys.
Double J, Jeff Jarrett, celebrating his unified title and celebrating what he says, greater than great.
Greater than great. And a nice hip toss from the Yellow Jacket. And he comes right back with another. This, of course, is a non-title bout. And we want you to understand right off the bat, we're out of time for a heavyweight title. Oh, boy, Jeff came in behind, dropped that shoulder down, and he got him right in the leg.
Yep.
Put him right
knee.
down.
Got that knee. That's tough. Oh, he puts the figure 4 leg lock on it. I'll be surprised if the Yellow Jacket can continue from this one. Nope, he had to give it up. That's a devastating hold. Several wrestlers that we have seen over the years have used it, and not many wrestlers can hang in there when you get a good figure 4 on there. Boss Man win did come easy today. Yeah, he was after he attacked him from behind, after he went after that left knee from behind.
And we'll be back in just a moment. Full slate Monday night, Dave.
Oh, indeed. All the matches coming up, but the big main event of the night, the unified world title on the line. Double J, Jeff Jarrett, will be defending against Lawler or Christopher, whoever wins the previous match. I think Jeff